Hey guys, thought I'd jump in and pop on another vid real quick. Here we got the pockmarked clouds all over the earth. As I pointed out before, I think this is due to some kind of an electromagnetic connection with Nemesis, or between Nemesis, the Earth, and our Sun. As you can see, looks like planet Earth has measles. These cloud formations are totally unnatural. And they're also showing up here near the sun in these magnetic grid patterns, imaging grid patterns, and certain angstrom or wavelengths of light taken on these SDO satellite photographs of the sun. And these are all current photographs, as you can see. There's the time and date stamp. Maybe shows up a little better on the SOHO. Not on that wavelength, but on 195, there you can see a pretty tight magnetic resonant grid pattern. And also on 304, which show an even tighter. So there you have that. Um, Something that's pretty alarming, I noticed on the space weather charts. This is why I ultimately decided to make the video. I have these three synced. This is the solar wind velocity one, the Z cut. So picture yourself looking straight down on the planet from the North Pole straight down. That would be this cut. And this shows the solar wind pointing from the sun, hitting our magnetopause and bow shock, magnetosphere, which is the line here, the magnetopause. Here's the bow shock out in front. So that picture it much like a ship at sea or in water. As it plows through the water, it pushes the water forward ahead of it. So that would be the bow shock. Here's the ship. Normally, it's supposed to, this magnetopause or the ship, is supposed to stay at around 10 Earth radiuses from the planet. These lines here indicate where the satellites travel around in a geosynchronous orbit, which is roughly around 22,000 miles above the Earth. You can see there's two pictured here, GOES 14 and the GOES 13. Anyway, you can see all this energy building up. Now this cut here is the one I really wanted to show you. This is the Y cut. So picture yourself looking at the Earth from the side angle, whereas this other one was looking from above straight down. This is looking from the side straight across. And remember these blue field lines, interplanetary magnetic field lines I pointed out in some earlier videos? How, well, first of all, there's way too many, since we only have 9 planets and 1 sun, so there shouldn't be more than 9 or so interplanetary magnetic field lines. But as I pointed out in earlier videos, we've got a gazillion more, it would appear. But here's the really weird stuff here. Check this out. Look how they're being sheared off right here in the middle. They're not being completed anymore. If you look, just page back to any of my last videos and you'll see these interplanetary magnetic field lines, they link up. And yeah, sure, they get jumbled together, and then sometimes they get caught up in these plasma buildups, and they get wound up and ejected or broken up when this plasma buildups occur. But I thought that was quite interesting. Now these are, once again, these are the Fock radiation belt electron counts, and this is at the very highest high energy electron count, which you can see that's pretty, and these blue, these blacks and purples, these indicate high energy electrons. No doubt about it. And look at all of them building up in here. And you can see there's a lot of electrons leaking in from the backside and enveloping our planet. Now, I wish I knew how to read some of these other monitors and interpret them, but there's some total electron count monitors that are showing electron levels that appear to be quite high in our ionosphere. But being that I don't know how to interpret them exactly, I'm not going to put them up there. But if anybody knows and wants to give some explanation in the comment section and provide some links, that would be great. Now this is the electrons at the 10. That would be the lowest electron energy level, and it's at a low electron count level or voltage level. Now you can see the high energy electrons appear to be getting stronger, because a couple days ago when I made that video, remember this was all red, so it indicated a lot more low energy electrons were leaking in around the planet. And as you can see now, seems to have quieted down. And I think from what I looked one time, they got these color codes like flip-flopped. For instance, you can clearly see the protons would be in the plus side. That would be in the red range. Here they don't have that. So it's quite confusing actually, and I don't think they probably do it on purpose. But anyway, I think as the colors approach yellows, green, yellow, and then red, that indicates higher electrons at this low energy level. And as the colors get darker, that indicates an increase in high energy electrons. I mean, it's crazy how they got this stuff. But I've been doing this for quite a while, and I remember watching Astral Traveler's videos way back. I wish he was still around. I learned quite a bit from that guy. What a brilliant dude. And he knew how to interpret all this stuff. That's one thing I did pick up, that these graphs, color codes, were like flip-flop. So in other words, this shows electrons at the yellows and reds, higher electron counts. And this is like vice versa. The darker you get, the higher the electrons. And they even have the plus and the minus here for that, whereas they don't indicate a plus and a minus. Of course, electrons being the minus, protons being the plus. But anyway, I don't want to get too involved talking about that. But as you can see, our magnetopause or magnetosphere, I think it's looking pretty sickly, to be honest. I don't know what you think. And this here, these things getting sheared off. I may have seen that a time or two before, but not recently, that's for sure. And now this red stuff here, that indicates protons, I think, since it's coming from the sun side. And I don't know, honestly, exactly. It's either heat or protons, or both, a combination thereof. But you could see all this energy's leaking in around the planet. Look how red it is. I mean, that's crazy. And then we got all that there. So let's go back to this, and I got a really wild thing to show you here in a second, but I just wanted to point out once again that our magnetopause is getting compressed. We're getting compressed from the backside, and you can see it from here. This shows the backside pressure on the planet, and you can see there's front side pressure, or I think that our magnetosphere is being weakened actually, because when you have all these super plasma buildups, it's not all coming from the sun and from Nemesis. Some of it's getting bled out from the Earth. That's why I think our magnetopause or magnetosphere is weakening. But check this out. This would illustrate that. And I'm sure you guys have probably noticed that the clouds seem to be getting lower. But check this out. This is on End Times Warning channel toward the end of this last vid on 27th. Look at this cloud. It comes all the way down to the ground in the USA. I'm not sure exactly where in the USA. It's a great channel. Check them out. And then there's that mysterious black ring. But that's what I wanted to show you. And that's a shot of the Galapagos volcanic eruption. Oh man, looks quite similar to Kilauea in Hawaii, eh? So let's check this cloud thing out again, which I thought was awesome. I saw it once a couple years back in Saudi Arabia, something similar they showed on YouTube. Cloud coming down. But I'm not sure that was the same exact effect. It might have been something different. But I mean, this looks like a regular normal cloud. And yeah, our atmosphere is being compressed. I mean, everything's a lot more tropical in my opinion. That's why you're getting these heavy rainstorms whenever something forms over you and it just dumps prodigious amounts of rain. So do the vinegar thing. That's all I could tell you. So I would let this stuff play through if you want for a minute. And we're going to sign off early here. Okay, guys. Love you in the Lord. Take care and stay tuned.